I can't find my glasses today. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Wow!
That's a good sign.
Nice. We gotta look at the camera. Hi, this is Lori.
this is Peter.
And this is Hamilton.
And we're with Action Heroes LA, the subsidiary of Heroes Character Rental Service. That'll never not make me laugh. And we're here to do another review, this time of a movie I picked called I Lost My Body. Now, this is an animated film that I heard about when some movie reviewers were doing their end of year list, and it was one of the kind of their honorable mentions and stuff. So I like animated films, so I was like, oh, check it out. One thing I did not realize though, that it was in French. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That was a
God, I almost
minor.
forgot.
so I was like, oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
issue.
subtitled guys, but we were cool. But so this is how to describe this movie? Well, it's about.
There's one way that you can describe it.
Well, it's
It's
about
like-
a young man
Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's kind of like you have your hopes and dreams when you're a kid, and like how like real life when you grow up and none of those things come true, and you have to get a job and all this other, and people treat you like crap and everything. Well, and it's also about a severed hand on a mission,
Well,
on
you
a
know,
quest.
Right.
What I really liked about the movie is that at first the kid had one job, crappy job, didn't like
Yeah.
it. Then he got another job at the behest of a girl he only knew through talking with her through an intercom.
Right.
But he fell in love with her, and in trying to get the job, he got a job at a place where she would be close.
Right.
But in doing that, he more or less fell in love with the job.
Okay.
You know,
He found a sense of purpose, and
Yes.
yeah,
and
something he learned he liked doing.
and to follow along with the name of the movie,
There's
I Lost My Body.
right.
He lost his hand.
He lost his aunt. Yeah, it's kind of like two stories that end up meeting together. And
You know, for me, it was like three stories meeting.
okay. Okay. Yeah, so in the meantime, his severed hand is on a mission. We don't know exactly where, but we can kind of guess because throughout the movie, they're showing this guy in flashbacks, his life in flashbacks from when he was a child, his kind of present situation, and then it cuts to the hand traveling and getting in precarious situations throughout the city after it escapes the lab, and some almost gripping like scenes of peril
Right.
in a
right.
movie. You know,
Right,
is
right.
following that hand, trying to figure out where it's going.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes this movie took me places I didn't want to go as a viewer, but that's the nature of a film like this because it's really kind of different and original in the approach, you know, so it's not like any other animated film I've ever seen, but that's a good
Yeah.
thing. I did make a comment. I realized after watching this film, for me it was like watching Finding Nemo.
Ah,
But
yeah.
but on acid.
That's,
Because it just
Yeah.
it's just that different. Of
it's
a
kind of
film,
like
you know?
more gritty realism Finding
Yeah,
Nemo.
exactly. I mean, definitely. If you see this film, you would understand right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this film, the shark would have got Nemo.
The shark would have gotten Nemo.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. It was that. It's different in that way, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the film is very French. You
Yeah.
know, it is like, I don't know what the French that they come up with some
I think they have a
interesting
different sense
outside
of
the
humor.
box
Yeah.
kind of concepts and ideas.
Right.
I mean, this movie was, if you see kind of behind us, it'll say from the creators of Amelie. I think one of the co-writers of that movie. If
Right.
you've seen that movie from 2000, that was another one outside the box
Right.
kind of surreal reality kind of thing going on.
I think it just has a different sense of humor running through it. I mean, I think maybe that's what makes it French, I guess. You
No,
know,
I mean, I don't think about it as sense of humor because it's not a comedy.
no, but I
But
mean, like,
it's kind
the
of
sensibilities of-
sensibility, yeah.
Yeah, like who
it's
would think of a hand trying to reattach itself to its body? It just seems
Yeah,
kinda like
it's on.
maybe
yeah, and
on a
Or
cultural
a
level,
hand
maybe it's a
just
French.
on a mission.
Yeah, he's
But
yeah
the
on a
thing
journey,
is, for me,
on an adventure.
until America remade a lot of films that were French films, the ones that I did see, even if they were in English, I didn't care for it. I didn't care for them at all. And yes, I'm even talking about Time Machine. I still think that was crap.
Oh, I'm not sure
What
which one.
movie?
Which time?
Time Machine.
From when?
God, it's from the
I know.
50s, I
Hot
think?
Tub Time
Okay.
Machine.
No,
I was like,
I
I
think,
wanted to make sure you weren't talking about that
no,
film.
this was the
I think
first
the one
one.
from like late '70s with God, what was that guy?
No, this one, I believe this one is still a foreign film, and people rave about it.
Okay.
And I was a kid when I first saw this, and I just thought it was crap. I still don't like it.
I don't know if this is an
I
app.
know you guys hate me. You hate me. I don't care. I think the Goonies are crap too.
I think the Goonies is a little overrated.
A
to be
Christmas
perfectly
Story,
honest.
crap.
Then they like cut the video off right away.
Oh my God.
No, I wanted to say I don't know if this is an apt comparison really, but because I haven't seen this film in years, but I kind of like this film. Kind of reminded me of another French film called Delicatessen.
Okay.
And when I talk about humor, I mean it's just the sensibilities I think are characteristic of that film. How I think about Delicatessen, it's a film about, if I remember correctly, like they're you have to look it up, y'all. I'm sorry, but it's a quirky film too, and this is a
Okay.
quirky
Well,
film.
this is-
It has
I
quirky
now I do have
sensibilities.
to say I did like that one French film, Ratatouille.
That's a French
It was
classic.
a Disney film based in France, but anyway, and a good animated film anyway. But yeah, getting back to I Lost My Body, it's very French. You know, it's just unusual. It's very imaginative and unexpected and different and unique, and that's really cool, and it's really well done too.
Right.
I do want to ask you guys about the romance in this. Now, I don't know. Are we supposed to take it as a romance, or are we supposed to? Because it was creepy to me.
I don't know. I mean, like, go
Do you
ahead,
think-
Peter.
It was for me the typical how guys look at things.
Really?
Yes.
Oof.
Well, a lot of guys, you know. Oh, she said hi. So we're getting
Right.
married when?
That's
Oh,
funny.
wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that, but no, I know what you're saying. Like I took it like it's every film I see. A lot of films are about people making human connections, and so people are trying to figure out. Filmmakers are trying to figure out a new way to tell that same basic story.
I like what you're
You know.
pointing. It's a human connection because he had some tragedy at a very young age, and he's grown up. He's kind of on the cusp of adulthood, I would say, or just over it. And he's
Right.
got a crappy job, and he has really no direction in life. And everybody treats him like crap. And this is the one person. He's trying to deliver a
Lost his
pizza.
hand.
He hadn't lost his
Okay.
hand at this point.
Right.
He's trying to deliver a pizza to this woman, and the pizza gets damaged. He's caught in the rain, and he's talking to her on the intercom, and she's like the only person who's been nice to him.
Right.
And he takes that, like he kind of goes, "Wow, somebody's nice to me."
Yeah. But she was
I-
nice, but she had constructive criticism.
Okay.
But,
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like he takes it like he figures out tries to figure out who she is, where she works. He works his way into getting a job with her uncle so he could be closer to her, and that's where you come in and say, well, he ends up liking the job, And then, you know, he starts doing all these little things for her because something she said over that first, when they talked over the intercom trying to deliver a pizza. She never came down to see him. It was just a conversation over an intercom.
Right.
And all of a sudden he builds this thing for her that she mentioned in that conversation, and then shows it to her, and she's like, remember when you said this random thing to a delivery boy?
Right.
And she's like, what? You know, it's kind of that's creepy
You know,
to me.
like it didn't bother me that this
I
film
just
had
want- yeah.
that kind of a theme because you know that's such a common thing.
I'm just
you know?
wondering if they meant it. I mean, because she's not like, she's not falling for him for doing that, basically. So I want to just like, did the filmmakers intend that to be? It's like, dude, that's a little off. Because there was a conversation or a review I read of this, is like, that's kind of something like in the past that it would have been played up as a very romantic gesture, and a woman would have been open to it. But
I hate to say it, but as a guy, I think that's one of the most believable aspects of this film for me, is this idea that he had this interaction with this woman over the intercom, and then he wanted to he was determined he had to meet her.
yeah,
I think that sort of thing is not weird to me, because I see a lot of young people especially, they seem like that's their main focus in life, is they want to make that connection with someone, and they're trying to make a connection, and I think that's something maybe a lot of us can relate to on some level, you know.
and that might be a lot of the problem, because there's that, on the other end, it was like, dude, I was just talking to you on an intercom and being nice,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you
That's a good
figured
point.
out where I work.
Yeah.
You
That's
get
a
a
good
job. You talk your way into the job, because the uncle was not like willing to hire him. Basically, he talks his way into the job,
Right.
and all of a sudden reveals himself as like, oh, remember I was that delivery boy from months ago that you said this one thing to, and here's this thing now, and it's like, what the?
Right.
That's very that's disturbing.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I get
Somebody,
what you're saying.
it's
I didn't
too
think
out
about
of the
that
blue.
aspect of
Then
it,
that's
yeah.
why I was like, are the filmmakers intending that, or intending for it to come across like that, or is it? I guess it's kind of open. So who you interpret it, however you
I
experience
think if
it.
he didn't do that, though, if he didn't pursue trying to find this person that he had met on the intercom, there would be no story.
Well,
you know?
no, there wouldn't be. I'm just
except
like.
the story about the hand trying to find its owner.
I'm just I'm just saying
yes.
what their intentions
Yeah.
were. I mean, again, like I said, she didn't really respond like in the past, like, oh my, this is so romantic that you did
Right.
this for me, and it's like she's kind of like
Well, it was very
Kinda
much
like-
where they were saying,
like
this happens, but it's
well,
not
because
this storybook ending either.
he ends up going, I had to take care of some family stuff when the part where the big part where the two stories merged, and he
Yeah.
cuts off his hand. So that seemed like it was leading up to him being maybe rejected and distracted, and that's what happened.
Right.
Well,
So
I
it's
think,
interesting what you're saying.
yeah.
but see, I missed that part. That's why I'm kind of like, need you guys to.
Well, I didn't think I don't think he was distracted.
Okay.
I think he understood, and just like when she talked to him over the intercom before, that he said, "Oh," and he was able to put all his boxes in a row and say, "Okay, no, this is how this is." But I'm gonna be doing these things, and then, but he was distracted in a way, because, and only because I think I've built things for years. I kept saying no.
You're
and,
like-
and here was an animated film, and I was acting as though it was real life.
Oh wow.
I mean, I was
It
clenching.
just, yeah. It broke the tension.
Yeah, that's a good
Watch that
point.
scene. I haven't
And
seen it.
Me too.
I saw the wrong things that were happening, and I was going, "No, you never do that. No." Whereas any other animated film, I would have just been like, "Huh, yeah, well, there you go." But this animated film was it was so real life, emotions, and you pretty much knew the emotion she would have. You know, and it's like, yeah, you don't do that, but you know what happens. Sometimes it happens to a friend, and you're kind of going.
Well, they had built a friendship by this point. If you're talking about their relationship, they had become kind of like friends.
You know what? I don't even think they became friends.
Well,
I
they
think
knew
they
each
became
other. Acquaintance.
acquaintance.
Okay. Okay.
And in his psyche, he built it up more than it was. And then but what I did like when it was revealed, oh, this is how this is, and it wasn't just matter of fact, because to me he never really revealed himself. It was only kind of like, oh yeah, here, and she's, what, I don't understand. What are you talking about? And that's, I think, when he realized there's nothing there. I know in his heart he probably was like, but I did all of this for you.
But he didn't. Yeah.
But she was just like,
so.
You know, it didn't even come out like that. You know, for him, it was more like, you just did a job.
One thing I wanted to say, I agree, Laurie. I tend to like animated films, and I tend to like animated films a lot of the times more than a lot of live action movies that I see. You know, because usually my experience is like animated films. There was a lot of years and years of work that went into it, and it's usually done on a more personal level. Usually, like, you know, the thing about, well, in the past, like nowadays, I think you can do the same stuff, live action, that you can do animated. But in the past, animated films could show you things you couldn't really do on film normally.
Right.
But yeah, this film definitely has a unique and original appeal, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna appeal to everyone, but I would recommend it.
I would too. Even it's subtitled, it's in French, but I mean, a lot of it's like that silent filmmaking you're watching. The story's being told through action. You can feel for this guy and his life and what he's going for. I was thinking it's kind of it's like a story about what was I just thinking of it? There's tragedy and beauty in life, you know, and it's showing you both. And it's a lot of times the tragedy and beauty can exist at the same time. So, and it's you know, and it's life affirming in that kind of sense.
But that's what I mean about it taking the viewer places they might not want to go. Because it shows you the dark side and the ugly side of life too. It kind of like puts the hand in places that it's like, ooh, it's hard to watch. Ooh, okay.
You see now. There
watch
was
out!
Something
Watch out, hand! Watch out!
Yeah,
I never felt so.
Oh yeah, you'll talk to the
afraid
screen
for a body
this.
part in my life.
Oh yeah, pizza rat's gonna get you.
But now, something that you said, Hamilton, which I saw the exact opposite, but still on the same good level. I thought that, or I always saw live action movies as being able to take you someplace that an animated movie could never take you. But here, like Parasite, which I love that film, and I was starting to read the subtitles, and then after a while stopped reading because the actors were so good in showing you what they were saying. I knew what they were saying, and I didn't need to read the subtitles. And I thought that's what this film did for me.
Right.
Here was an animated film, but drawn or acted or whatever you want to say, so meticulously that you didn't need those anymore. You knew what they were saying.
Right.
And so whoever put this together, edited, the director, whatever they did, they were great. Because I tell you, at the end of it, I was grabbing my seat. I was cringing. I was talking to the screen.
Right.
I was pinching myself. I was hurting myself, grabbing myself, going, no.
Right.
You know, or watch out, or what. I was just, I was just, like we say, too through. I was done. I was too through.
So would you guys recommend this movie? How? I mean, it sounds
I
like you
would.
would, definitely.
I would recommend it. I mean, it's if you're used to watching non-American, non-Disney, even non-anime animated films, you'll definitely
Right.
enjoy this.
That's a good
So,
point.
you know, it's
Yeah,
it's
it might
like
not
one of the-
appeal to like.
Yeah, if you're used, if your
Everyone loves
animation is kind
Pixar
of
or
like
something, but-
between Pixar and you know,
But it's different, but it's entertaining, and it's
yeah,
you know for
and more
anyone
adult
who enjoys
themes,
animation,
more
I
grown
think
up
they might
themes,
like
and
it.
you know,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, definitely, it's I Lost My Body. It is on Netflix right now, so check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments. And are we out?
We are out.
We are out.
I'm like, I'm not even gonna try. I'll mess it up. So.
All right, we out.
We out.